What's up, people? Okay. Pre-game night. It's all about them tools tonight, you guys. Okay, we gotta get our tools ready. And we're just gonna do like a 5-second tool workshop. Cool? Yes, I have washed my face. I'm now washing my brushes. I am ready for my evening, okay? So, let's get straight up into this. First and foremost, the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a little bit of water and I'm gonna clean my sponge. Cool? So I'm gonna get a pretty good amount in here. I'm gonna use a measuring cup just because it's nice and big and will hold my stuff. I'm actually just gonna take a few drops of my, people freak out. I don't really care if you freak out or not. Dawn, if you know me, you know what I'm talking about. Dawn, old school, D-A-W-N is my absolute favorite. So I've got the squeezing. I've got a few. You can kind of already see it getting a little murky in there. I'm like, oh yeah, get that nastiness up, out, and off of here. So I'm going to let this hang out until I'm done cleaning my other brushes, right? So just to prep, I put a little paper towel down because when we are done cleaning our brushes, we want to leave them, the hairs, not the handle, the hair. We want to leave that hanging off the edge so that it's not touching. We don't want it laying flat in a nutshell, okay? If it lays flat, it will dry flat. You will lose the form of your brush. Don't do that. So I figured I grabbed a few and we would just get like right into this. I'm gonna grab just a pearl size and I'll do 2 brushes just to show you. Okay, and just to make this super quick, do yourself a favor, clean your powder brushes with brushes and clean your cream brushes with your cream brushes. Meaning, if you have a lipstick brush and your eyeshadow brush, don't clean those together. You'll get lipstick on the eyeshadow brush. Cool? If you have a concealer brush and you're cleaning the concealer brush, don't clean it at the same time as a powder brush because again, the concealer will transfer over to the powder brush. So, I'm taking 2 eyeshadow powder brushes. I'm keeping the water below. Do not judge my nails. I'm getting them done Thursday. Back up, all right? So this little line here at the tip of your brushes, there's the hair, there's the line. Yo, keep your water below that point, okay? Do not, I've seen people just throw brushes in their sink and let it sit. I'm like, let us pray. Gosh, you're drowning your brushes. Mine, I will never let you watch my kid. You are drowning your brushes. Don't do it, cool? It warps the handle, y'all. So not only that, especially like with your brush slime. Okay, so if we were in Brand X, they might notice something different. But in your brush line, what you all will see and customers will see is if you get water in that metal part above this line, after so many times, the wood and the handle, it's going to swell and they'll start to notice the paint chipping. And so you'll get calls and people will be like, oh my gosh, the paint is chipping on my brush. And it's like, oh, red flag, you're a drowner. Okay, so you drowned them. Be nicer to the brushes next time, cool? When you're cleaning them and they're wet, we do not turn them up. We leave them pointed down, okay? We want to make sure that soap and water stays in the hair. It does not get up into the handle. So now that it's time for me to just get the soap out. You'll see the suddiness. Here, we'll turn it down just a little bit. Okay, cool. Beautiful. So I'm just doing small circles on my hand. Super gentle. If you've got, like, if it turns into a dreadlock, chill out. Dude, chill out. If you're, like, one of those super aggressive cleaners, like, take a minute. Pray. Meditate. Breathe. Okay? Don't take your day out on your brushes. They shouldn't look like a naughty mess, all right? Super gentle circles, back and forth. I can still see soap, so I'm gonna keep on going. And this is all I have to do for my little eyeshadow brushes. Until the soap is gone, that's it. About this point, I'm gonna go in and gently separate the hair just to make sure all the soap is out of the middle. And boom, we're done. So now that I'm done with my smaller brushes, I'm just going to squeeze them. Do not pull. Think about your hair. How kind are you if somebody just walks up and like just pulls your hair? Not that kind, right? Exactly. So, with your brushes, you just want to pinch. Pinch the water out. Pinch it. Pinch. Do not pinch and pull. Just pinch, pinch, and be done. This part is extreme, but it's all good if you want to. So this is the all over eye brush. If I want to get form back from a brush like this, my blush brush, my cheek brushes, all I have to do before I lay them down is go like this. That will fan the hairs back out so they don't dry in a plank. And now, ta-da, I leave them on the corner of the counter. The hair is not on the counter. The hairs are hanging off the counter. There's nothing underneath, sideways, above, nothing. This is gonna air dry. This is the easiest way for me to get my brushes cleaned, conditioned, sanitized, and ready to rock and roll. So we're gonna do a bigger brush, a fluffier one, because these take just a little bit longer. I've got my soap. I'm gonna start doing my circles, okay? With these bigger brushes, it really absorbs the soap pretty quickly. So you'll start to see product here in just a minute. Beautiful. Again, I'm keeping it down. I'm assisting the brush to let the soap get sudsy. I want some soap suds. Nice. So again, circles, and I'm just going right in. Well, this isn't too dirty, that's beautiful. And I'm turning it, I'm separating the hair. Again, I'm not sticking the brush under the water, just as gently as so. Separate the hair, let the soap get out. These are easy to tell if there's still soap or not. You just do circles. That's pretty much almost done. Nice. And again, we're gonna squeeze the water out. Squeeze the water out. Squeeze it out, y'all. Squeeze it. And lay it down. This is the fun brush to wash because people always ask, like, how do we do this? They say most people can't get foundation out of this. I don't know why. So, here's the soap. Here's the brush. Take your fingers like you're getting your nails done and go back and forth. The fingertips will get in between the brush, really moving up and breaking it down that foundation so it can be pulled out beautifully, like ridiculously beautifully. With this brush, you can be a little bit firmer. You don't have to be as gentle. I'm double jointed in my hands, so I can use my knuckle as well. And then I get another round going of soap. I'm gonna go back and forth from the very tip to the middle, all up in here. Now, this is beautiful. This is the face blending brush that we love so much, but now I'm going to show you how nice and clean it is, because this guy was disgusting. Beautiful. There is no foundation in here at all. She's done. So I'm going to do the same. I'm going to keep the hairs pointing down, keep them on the edge of the counter. Last but not least, it's time for our sponge, okay? So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to squeeze out as much of the soapy water as I possibly can. And now we're just going to sit here and squeeze until no more bubbles, all right? And if you have, say you've got a sponge that you're like, I have never washed this. Oh, girl. Ooh-wee, ooh-wee. But it's all good, I ain't judging. So say you've never washed it, you might need to do this a couple times. So you'll pour out the water, add some new water, add a few more drops of soap, squeeze it a couple times, and then place it back in the cup of water. It doesn't need to be boiling hot. It doesn't need to be hot. It just needs to be water. Sound good? Super duper simple. And we are almost done. So now when I'm done washing my sponge, I can put it on a box, I can put it on whatever, but I'm going to put it somewhere where it can air dry. I don't want to put it in a container. I don't want to close off the sides. If you close off the sides, bacteria will start growing on this thing immediately. So I like to leave it where the air can just go in and out. It will slowly, as it dries, it will tighten up. And you all will be ready to rock and roll. Now, mind you, just in case you don't know, your brushes are going to be wet for a minute, okay? So I like to do them the evening before a party, an event, what have you. Ooh, side note. And that way the following day, they're literally ready to rock and roll, okay? I'm not a big fan of different formulas online for cleaning brushes. I get it. There is a reason I use Dawn dishwashing detergent. It is phenomenal. It is environmentally friendly. It can fight the toughest grease and grease paints, greasy makeup. Not like you guys have greasy makeup, but lipsticks. It does all kinds of stuff. So I'm partial to that. If you got one that you love, go for it. I use the Mary Kay brush cleaner in between. And last but not least, I highly suggest, guys, when you're doing a party, especially in person, have brush sets with you. Just prep them the evening before. Have a cup of, we call them the touchy brushes. They put them in the center of the table. They should all be cleaned the night before, ready for the party. This way people can touch the brushes. They can play with them, see the texture of them, and be good to go. And don't panic. You're like, oh my gosh, it's one more thing. Girl, it's our job. This is what we do. This is like the most zen, relaxing time of our job. So sit back, chillax, and enjoy, my friend. Enjoy. Plus, you would be shocked at how many people don't use brushes that you could help inspire and show them a much easier way of doing makeup with brushes. I know you're like, who does that? I know there's lots out there. So, and then the other one, talk to your people. Y'all make sure your customers are cleaning their brushes. I legit, like 3 days ago, had somebody reach out and say, when do you know that, like, when do you know you should get new brushes? I'm like, never. Like, I mean, unless you want new tools. Come to find out, she never washed them. She's going like, how many more times do I use them before I get new ones? And I'm like, oh. So, as much as you think that people know what we should do, sometimes we don't, and it's all good. Ain't no judging over here. But just reach out, help a friend, let them know, clean your brushes, and you should clean them at least once a week. For real, at least once a week. And do not, if you're like, Lori, I clean my brush every day. I'm gonna be like, I'm not proud of you for that. I'm going, girl, that lets me know you got one brush set. We got a problem. If you're cleaning your brushes every day, newsflash, get more brushes, cool? So that you can clean them once a week. You need brushes to last you 7 days of the 7 days of makeup that you wear. If you only wear makeup for 4 days, then get you 4 sets. If you only wear makeup for 3 days, get 3 sets, okay? Now, personal opinion, everybody has particular brushes they use the most, right? And there's some brushes you're like, I forgot that even exists. I never touch that. Do yourself a favor. Go buy multiples of the brushes that you love, that you're like, no, I want to be buried with those. Girl, go get some. Like, why have one? What are you going to do if you lose that? What are you going to do if my kid comes over and decides, I'm going to have your brushes like she does mine? We need multiples. Multiples. Because she just bounced to England and had all my brushes. And thank you, Lord Jesus, I had multiples. But if I was you, you would not. And you would need to buy all new brushes. Don't do it to yourself. Get your favorite brushes that you use all the time and make sure you have a plethora of supply of them, okay? If you have spices that you love, yeah, I bet you have tons of spices. I'm not even opening my spice drawer. Yes, I got all kinds of spices up in there, but I got more brushes than I got spores or spices, so I'm all good. All right, y'all. I love you. Enjoy. Keep your brushes clean. Keep your faces clean. Keep your attitudes clean. Have a wonderful evening, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, y'all.